Welcome back once again to the Simple 2000 series. This time around, we're looking at the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series Japanese exclusive games. So, after covering the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series, and that meaning all the English games that were released, I thought, hey, I'm going to have a look at some of the Japanese games, but I'm only going to have a look at 5 because there isn't as many as there are in obviously the original. So I went through and I picked the 5 that I thought would be the most interesting for me, personally. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at those 5 games. Let's dive right into it. First up, we have Volume 2 of the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series, Edit Racing, developed by Ukes. It's a racing game. Obviously, I'm going to choose a racing game to go in here, seeing as the racing games seem to be one of the main focus with the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series, so I thought I'd have a look at one of the Japanese exclusive ones. And this is Volume 2, and it took me by surprise, this game, immensely, due to the fact that it's just so good. It is really, really good. The controls are really, really nice. The handling of the cars is really good. Yeah, I missed that corner there, but that was my fault. You know, you can drift in this game, and the drifting doesn't feel too kind of all over the place like a certain other Simple 2000 Ultimate Series racing game. I'm looking at you, Maxed Out Racing. Yeah, this really does feel nice as a racing game, and it really does shock me that something like this didn't get localized. Why? Because look at this. You even have a track editor. That's why it's called Edit Racing, because you can make your own race course. That's insane. And yet we got Maxed Out Racing. We got fucking Maxed Out Racing and not this cool shit where you can make your own race course. I would have loved this as a kid. I would have loved making my own race course as a kid. Any kid would have loved making their own race course as a kid. That's point and parcel. And then you can go, afterwards you can go through and race on your race course to test it and make sure it's all okay. And by the way, in case you're wondering, you don't have to connect the two ends up. Basically when you run out of memory to be able to use on the course, it will just link it up to the beginning. Yeah, it's really good. I was really shocked with this because I walked into this game with no expectations after the absolutely terrible racing games that got localized from the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series. Maxed Out Racing Nitro, Motorbike King. You know, okay, you had Mashed, and Mashed was okay, but that was a game that was released in Europe first, which then got released in Japan, and when it got released in Japan, it got released under that label. So yeah, I'm just really shocked why. I don't know why Midas didn't look at this and go, this looks really cool and it plays really well, let's release that in the West instead. Who fucking knows why they went with the fucking strangeness that they picked. A strange racing game that doesn't control well at all over something like this. And it does feel really nice to drive. If you ever see me fucking up in this, that's my fault. That's my fault. So yeah, Edit Racing, really, really good. And I would definitely recommend, if you're interested in the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series at all, and you like racing games, I definitely would say give Edit Racing a go. It is definitely worth it. It is really, really cool. And it's got a really kicking soundtrack as well, by the way. Really good. Next up, we have Volume 14, Topai Dramatic Mahjong, which is based around the series called 10, which is a sequel series to Akagi, if you're familiar with Akagi at all. It's a Mahjong-based manga and anime, and is one of my favorites of all time. I do want to read Akagi at some point, but I watched the anime, and the anime is in my top 10 favorites animes of all time. So yeah, so how does this game play? Because there is an Akagi game a part of this collection, but I was interested in this 10 game. I was like, oh okay, let's have a look at this. Well, it's just Mahjong. It's Riichi style Mahjong. It's pretty much what it is. It functions absolutely fine. Visuals are fine. You know, look at it. It's Mahjong. I have to include a Mahjong game in one of these videos because it tends to be a staple of the Simple series to always have the first game be Mahjong related for some reason. But yeah, so Topai Dramatic Mahjong. It functions as a Riichi style Mahjong game. Does pretty well. Yeah, no issues. No issues. Pretty good. You know, standard. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that honestly, seems to be the shit games of the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series seem to get fucking localized. Because next up we have Volume 17, Tyson Bakutama Poi Boy, and holy fucking shit, this game's fun. So for some reason you can play as a big busted robot for some reason. I don't know why, who knows, but yeah, of course I'm going to pick that one. And basically the core of the gameplay is you run around throwing bombs at people. And it really works. It really is a lot of fun. It's so surprising. So as you can see, I've got a bomb behind me. If you run into the bombs, you can kind of stack them, similar to like Yoshi's eggs from Yoshi Island. You got hearts that go around. There's other power-ups as well as like a force field that slows them down. This reminds me of another game that I think I played as part of the Simple series somewhere, but whatever that game did, this game does it 100% better. This game is tons of fun, and imagine playing this game with 4 other friends. It'd be absolutely chaos. And to be honest, when I was playing this, it just kind of made me think, hey, if they actually turn this into, if they made this into a video game now, I reckon it would be regarded to be a lot of fun, and it would be received really, really well. It is just a fun multiplayer game, and you just think, what if you had this now with online, you would have so much fun. It's ridiculous. So you get 3 lives, well, 3 hearts, and obviously if you get exploded, you know, you're gonna lose your life. There's speciality bombs around, like this one, which I think just makes you look like a normal bomb to everyone else. So you hit the bomb, you become the bomb, and you just look like a normal bomb to everyone else. So they go for you to try and stack you, and then you can just explode and destroy them. Then you've got this bomb I'm holding now, which is in the shape of an American football, and which bounces, by the way. It bounces, whereas other bombs don't. You've got this potion here, which I didn't even know what it did. I was like, oh, a new power-up, and it puts you to sleep, so avoid those. So yeah, there's loads of power-ups. This game's just a heap of fun, and the controls are really nice. The controls are fluid and very responsive. I have really no complaints about this game, if I be honest. It works. Even the camera, which basically just faces the direction of where your character is facing, I didn't really have an issue with. Yeah, okay, it would have been cool to be able to rotate the camera around, but it didn't really bother me as much as I thought it would. So yeah, I've really got no complaints about this game. This game is heaps of fun, and yeah, I'd love to see a game like this nowadays. I reckon it would do pretty well. You ever wondered what would happen if they made a sequel to Eternal Quest? You know, the dungeon RPG as part of the Simple 2000 series? Yeah, you probably think that's a terrible idea. I would say that's a terrible idea, but surprisingly, they did a decent job. This is Makai Tenshou, which was originally released as a standalone game, but then was re-released in 2005 as Volume 24 of the Simple 2000 Ultimate series. And it is the same exact gameplay as Eternal Quest, but the only difference is that it actually is not terrible. It plays okay. So you're this samurai going through a bamboo forest. There seems to be some story here that I kind of skipped, but you're a samurai going through this bamboo forest, and you go through the layers of the forest. But the enemies are not like super strong like they were with Eternal Quest. They're actually reasonable. You can actually take them on. There's actual like weapons you can pick up which are stronger than the one you currently have, and you can swap them out. There seems to be a lot of health items about as well, and it made me realize when it's not so stupidly goddamn difficult like the original Eternal Quest was, it's not too bad. It's actually okay. I haven't got an issue with this. I haven't got an issue with this game at all. It plays okay. So it's to think that if you took away the unbelievably difficulty of the original game and made it a bit more reasonable, made the enemies not as powerful, and you know, most of the enemies tend to get taken down in 2 hits at the moment. Again, first level, fair enough, the first dungeon in this case. There's plenty of health items and plenty of different weapons you can pick up and swap out. It's actually not too bad. Yeah. So yeah, Makai Tenshou it surprised me. really did surprise me to think that something like this would actually be okay, as long as they actually were reasonable and did it correctly. So, and it's kind of, and then I think to myself, it's kind of too bad they didn't localize this one. Why did they localize Eternal Quest? They should have localized this one. It would have been better, but it is what it is. So, Makai Tenshou, not as bad as Eternal Quest. Actually, not too bad in general, really. So next up we have another video game based off a manga, or in this case a movie. I don't know what is this going to be based off. So this is volume 32 of the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series, Azumi. And just like Makai Tenshou, it got released as a standalone game first, and then got re-released a year later in this case, as a Simple 2000 Ultimate Series game. So, Azumi. You might remember Azumi. It's that live-action film that came out in, I think, around about the same time this came out, which was, what, 2005? Yeah, I think that original film came out around about then. I also got a sequel film, which, in my opinion, wasn't as good. But yeah, Azumi was one of the, like, original, I guess, I don't know, samurai-esque films I watched when I was younger. So how does the game fare? Right, it's okay. It suffers from right. First off, it's not developed by Tamsoft. Get that out of your head. It's developed by a developer called Gargoyle Mechanics, but it kind of has the same issues that the early era Tamsoft Onichibara games had. You know, the whole entire, you can't lock onto nothing, you can't move the camera around. Yeah, those type of issues, and that is the main issue with this game. Literally, you have like 3 styles you can pick from. You see the orbs down there in the bottom left. You have a wind style, a water style, and a fire style, but you'll find yourself just using the wind style all the time because it is literally the fastest moveset, whereas the fire style and water style are very slow. So why would you use them? That's a good question, right? Why would you use them? Because most of this game is literally just, here's an enemy, go and hack and slash at them for a little bit until their health bar goes down, and then move on to the next enemy. It's not inherently difficult. It really isn't. But hella is it boring. And I mean, seriously, this game is really boring. You just go up to an enemy, do the same kind of shit. There isn't even really any combos. You just press the X button, well, not X button, the square button over and over again to just attack. You just square, square, square. That's all you do. And the same applies for the other styles as well. And you can kill anyone. It's like, this is, I think this person here is just a bystander, but, you know, here's water style. Yep, mister. And just does 1 slash. That's it. That's the water style. Just 1 slash. There's no combo. There's just 1 slash. Whereas the wind style is the only one that has a fucking combo. I think the fire style actually has a two hit combo, but it's pointless, where the wind style has like a 5-hit combo. It makes no fucking point. No sense, no point. You know what I mean? So you're going to stick with the wind style all the time. You have bombs and kunai you can throw, but again, they're kind of pointless. And it's kind of interesting how there is a lock-on system. When you're using the kunai, you can hold, I think, if I remember correctly, the button to throw kunai is triangle, and if you hold down triangle before you throw it, it will come up with a little rectangle over the enemy that you want to throw it to. So there's a lock-on system for the kunai, but not just generally. It's stupid, but whatever. But yeah, if I be honest, that's just the backgrounds of this game are bland, the music's kind of bland, the gameplay is kind of bland. It's just a bland game in general. You know, if you're interested in Azumi as a series, you go check out the movie. You know, you could probably pick up the movie for for 50 pence, 50 cents, whatever, in a budget store or something, discount store. Movie goes on, you know, movie's not very expensive nowadays if you get on DVD. There is, like I said, there is a manga, and the manga's really long. It's like 300 odd chapters. Yeah, I don't know if I'd really be ever interested in having a look at the manga, but Azumi is just one of those things. I was like, oh, there's a Azumi video game, let's have a look at that, and it disappointed me because it was just kind of boring. So there you go. Those are the 5 games I chose to look at that were a part of the Simple 2000 Ultimate Series that were released exclusively in Japan. And it's funny how the caliber of games this time around was much better. It's crazy. Like, Edit Racing, clearly the better racing game out of any of the racing games or the best racing game out of any of the racing games that are a part of the Simple 2000 Ultimate series. Then you got fucking Tyson Bakutama Poi Boy, which would have been a blast if they localized that game. Makai Tenshou was definitely an improvement over the previous, Eternal Quest. So yeah, it's just surprising, isn't it, to think that you got games that you go, oh, this game is really, really good, and it's not the one they chose to localize. They chose to localize one of like a really shit one. Maybe it was just easier for them, or the license was easier. Who fucking knows? But yeah, those were the 5 games I chose. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.